49ers, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. And we're ready for football as the 49ers get set to do battle with the Indianapolis Colts. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season. Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. Now it's Wilson. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
At their own 22-yard line.
They'll run on first down. Mitchell. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. The game's first play produces 6 yards. Brings up second down.
Brings up second down.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Mitchell. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. So the completion there from Zach Wilson, rookie out of BYU. Charles, what do you think they have to be on the lookout for defensively here, trying to slow him down?
Well, to me, it's sitting on the shorter and intermediate routes because he is an accurate thrower coming out of college. I think he was 73% his last season at BYU. So I'd give him as many looks as I could, but I'd force him to throw the ball over my head because a lot of the young quarterbacks, they want the safe completions, the easy throws early. Make him throw it deeper where he has to take a little bit more of a chance.
A gain of 3, second down.
At the 38-yard line.
They run out of the shotgun with Mostert. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. Well, this defense for the Colts, they were fantastic a week ago in that win over Houston.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
And that will be incomplete.
I spotted man coverage on the outside. I expect we'll see a lot of that from this defense as this game moves on. And that was a good job there as that one was knocked away.
So on 4th down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away. $40 yards on the punt, 2 on the return, and the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. And now the 49ers signal for a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Taylor's got the first down and more. And finally, down at the 41-yard line.
That's the type of run that Jonathan Taylor gives you so often, and you just can't take it for granted. He finds a way to get those extra yards. The 3rd running back taken in the 2020 draft, but he had the best numbers by far of any of them. 1,169 yards, 3rd most in the NFL, and by the last quarter of the season, he ranked among the best runners in the league.
They'll run with Taylor. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity. And that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week. And right now, we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Throwing now is Wentz. He'll let this go for the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. I tell you, when Carson Wentz can really step into one and get that 6'5" frame behind it, he can really launch it.
And we knew that this offense was going to try and put pressure on the secondary. That was something they talked about with us. They knew that they had an advantage, pressed it, and there you go. Big play for a touchdown on their very first possession.
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good, and it's now a 7-0 game. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. The return man, Wilson. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they had lost 2 in a row prior to getting the open week last weekend, so potentially a chance for them to get away for a bit, keel up, and come back strong.
That's what the hope is anyway, because you're going to find out now with your team, are you still focused on being the best you can be for the rest of the season with the things going the way they have earlier this year?
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. To the right side, it's caught by Mitchell. 3 yards the gain there, second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
He'll get this into the hands of Mostert. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts 19.
This one was all about clearing space for this play to work, because he's got to leak out of the backfield to his right and then angle his way up the field. And a really pretty throw to put it on him and create the big play downfield.
And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
Let's go. Let's bring it. Let's bring it. Watch out. Watch out. Watch out. Watch out. Race don't travel. Race don't travel. Like you've been here before. Ready.
Second down. Here's Mostert again. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 7 left.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Dancing to his left. And he'll be forced out of bounds shy of the line of scrimmage, so that'll be credited as a sack. The 49ers are going to turn over to the special teams crew. The field goal unit is out there now. This just a 35-yard attempt from the left hash. And Gold is able to put it through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. Maybe a little fortunate there. That was leaking a little, maybe leaking a lot, but he got it.
Yeah, he actually was able to make it work. How about the body language, though, right? As he watched that ball leak to the right, trying to bring it back in, and had just enough to get it done.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they are right at the 500 mark on the year and got there with a victory a week ago.
And I think right now I put myself in the shoes of the head coach and say, All right, time to reset a little bit. And I don't give my team a win one for the Gipper speech, but I do say, look, we haven't played our best football yet, but we are at 500 and we're still in it. Let's try and string a few of these victories together, and we're capable of doing so.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Wentz going to give this to Taylor. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5. Now wins. Open man is Taylor. He's got it. And he is going to have a Colts first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5.
First down, Indianapolis.
After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Running left, Taylor. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. 44 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
A give for Taylor running right side. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, the so-called unnamed sources that were saying all is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that 1 or 2 guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach?
Well, you and I both know all the coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible, so I think they've got to go in there and make sure that this isn't a distraction. They also know that once the grumbling starts, it becomes a slippery slope, and it's hard to stop the fall. But I think you need to sit some guys down and say, hey, look, we're still hoping to be a playoff team this year. We need you guys to be bought in with what we're doing. Come on, let's get on board.
The 41-yard line.
On 2nd down, it's Taylor. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. They'll set up the screen to Taylor. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
Good call there on 1st down. And, Brandon, I'm getting better over the years at not screaming out screen, screen, screen with my defensive training. They want to keep those pass rushers honest, and they did so there, and they wind up picking up positive yardage.
They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard. Working from the gun, Wentz. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. Now after the sack, Wentz and the Colts, they're left looking at a 3rd and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Going for Hilton, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jason Verrett. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. I tell you what, credit is due there on them preventing the touchdown after that interception.
How about him chasing him down and not giving up the pick six? Because what happens a lot of the time is when you see the interception, you just kind of hang your head a little bit and you momentarily pause because you're frustrated.
And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Bobby Okereke. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. On the handoff, this is Mostert. A 4-yard pickup that gets him going forward, but still 15 yards left on 3rd down.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Trying for Ayuk, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Travis Carey. And the Colts will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. That pick hurts a little extra because it was 3rd down. You were already in field goal range.
You know what he's going to hear all night, all next week? Situational football. Understand what's going on, because you expressed it perfectly. 3 points were in their hip pocket. They had those. Now those went by the wayside. You cannot make those kind of mistakes.
That's what you call a rookie mistake. So after the INT, here's Wentz. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Play clock down to 2, and we get a signal and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Throwing is Wentz. Looking deep for Hilton. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart. So they took their shot. That was a pretty good heave, but in the end, the free safety is the one who comes away with the football.
And 2 of the traits that you look for in a good free safety, range and decision-making, both on display right there. And it didn't hurt that he's got a good pair of hands, too.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
On second down, Mostert. And some room to maneuver. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. He's obviously a bit of a shorter running back. Sometimes when he goes up the middle like that, he gets lost in there, and then he pops out for 10, 20 yards.
I actually asked NFL linebackers if that was true. Do you actually lose sight of some of the smaller running backs? And all of them confirmed that that can be a problem. Think of it this way. Two of the top running backs in NFL history, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, both 5'10".
Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Here's Mitchell with a catch out of the backfield. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll make it a second down. Here's Wilson. Checks this one down. It's Mitchell. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Colts territory. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. He'll dump that one off to Mitchell. And he works free. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
Well, they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Mostert. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Second and 3, and they trail 7-3, but getting close to changing that. And this defense hoping to limit them to a field goal to preserve the lead. Toward the pylon, caught. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1.
That was a route run, not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
They'll run with Mostert. And this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. Here's Wilson. That is caught by the tight end, Kittle. Touchdown, 49ers. George Kittle, as the first half is winding down. And the 49ers have now taken the lead. Wilson going to throw for it. And this will be caught as they convert here for 2. So they elect to pass there on the 2-point try. Sometimes could prove risky. There it worked out.
Yeah, and I love how you bring up that it can prove risky, because if you get it intercepted and they return it, that's 2 points for the defense, but not on that play.
Here's Isaiah Rodgers to return. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive as they take over here with 11 seconds remaining. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's going to take another shot here. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Certainly no lack of aggressiveness here. They were hoping for the home run play to get them 6 points. They're hoping for a catch, maybe a call, but they figure they can at least get into field goal range with a completion.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And they're able to get this one across the 35. So we've hit halftime here in Santa Clara with the 49ers out in front as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. The Colts getting the football first, and they trail here as we are back underway in quarter number 3. Rodgers on the return. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they trail here to begin the second half. What's going to be a key for them to get back in the game?
I think they're right there, and I think this game is still up for the taking for them because we always talk about...
Oh, he sheds himself free. Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Indianapolis. The CD, I mean, there are touchdown runs, and then there are touchdown runs, and that one certainly fell into the latter category, and that deserves a couple exclamation points.
And the thing that stood out to me was his ability to continue through the initial contact. How many times do we see runners get slowed up and not get what they can on a run because of that first contact? But he kept the compass pointing in the right direction, kept the legs churning, and turned this into a huge play. And
as we check the next-gen stats, he certainly earned his yardage there as he wound up running better than 90 yards that time. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent, still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
8 yards to go on second down. To throw is Wilson. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let it go deep. Right sideline. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. A big connection on that one. 34 yards.
We see this happen so often. If you're a defender, it's like watching a bad movie over and over. The pressure's good, forcing the quarterback out of the pocket. But it's a lot to ask for these defenders to stay plastered to receivers long enough. And sure enough, they let a man come open, and the connection leads to a big play.
A good position to be in here, 2nd and inches.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches.
From the shotgun, Wilson. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
On third down, it's Mitchell, and he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. And trying to get it to Samuel, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Julian Blackmon. And the Colts are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
On play action, it's Wentz. Looking deep for Hilton. And this is caught inside the 5. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. A big play there for Indy. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. To throw is Wentz. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Carson Wentz. Fine work there on the touchdown run. And the Colts are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Pick me up. Here we go. You gonna take. You gonna take. 66. Throw it hard. Check 53. Alpha. Exit. Mike, 53.
On 2nd and 1, Wilson. It's caught. Mitchell. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line.
But they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Double tight, guys. Double tight. We got 4. We got 4.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Colts pick it up, and they will take over at the 26-yard line.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect him.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
Now after the fumble recovery, it's Wentz. Throw left side complete. That's Taylor. Nifty move. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Taylor. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Jonathan Taylor with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Colts use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
You know, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. On 2nd and 11 now. Wilson. And this complete to Mitchell. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A big play there on the catch and run.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And across the chalk, into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. George Kittle, a beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the 49ers are able to get a score back in the final stages of this 3rd quarter. They'll look to throw. And he's got it for the 2-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. And, of course, on the 2-point try, had the option to run or pass. They pass it there, and it works.
Felt pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
And here's Rodgers to return. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Pretty important 3rd quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They go to the ground again with Taylor. Room here to run. And they work this well upfield across the 45. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
On play action, Wentz. They'll roll, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Eric Armstead, the defensive end, will get credited for the sack. Behind the chain, 2nd and 13. They'll try the left side with Taylor. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. 191 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Third down.
They run once more with Taylor. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. Try to punch it in with Taylor. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. To the right side, this is Taylor. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. They'll fake the give to Taylor. Now Wentz. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down. Now after the sack, Wentz and the Colts, they're left looking at a 3rd and long. On 3rd down, here's Taylor. There he goes inside the 30. And he takes it all the way down to the 22. On 1st down, Wentz. Flush to his right. And his throw here's incomplete.
As soon as I saw him break contain and get outside, my first thought and my eyes gravitated downfield, because nowadays, most of these quarterbacks, when they do that, they want the big play downfield. They don't want to throw it short. In this case, he took the shot. It fell incomplete.
Wentz will try again on 2nd down. And that's caught left side by Mo Alley Cox. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Now Wentz. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Azeez Al-Shaair has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. A CD, a little bit of feast or famine for him. He's had some success throwing the football, but also now he's been sacked 4 times.
Yeah, you just mentioned the 4 sacks, but you're right. He has managed to hang in there and make plays at times. His offensive line, they've got to figure it out and pick things up and give him more opportunities. And he has to help them by getting rid of the ball a little bit quicker as well.
A 10-yard completion, but still now facing 3rd and goal.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
He'll find his man. That's Taylor again. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down. Blankenship's kick is good. So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
But you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
Now it's Wilson. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here. To throw again on second down. Wilson. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. They get Pro Bowl tackle Trent Williams for the infraction there. Here's Wilson to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the first down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
And he'll be brought down by the Colts. Give the sack to Kamoko Toure. He seemed to have a reasonable amount of time in the pocket, but he couldn't get rid of the football, and the end result, Charles, him on the ground.
Yeah, he's got to keep an internal clock to go along with his offensive line. When you're talking about 3, 4, 5 seconds, that's a reasonable amount of time to expect to deliver the ball downfield.
And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. So that a double whammy. Not only do you have to give away the football, but the 2 points mean this is now a 2-score game.
And 2 doesn't seem like much, does it? But it means everything in this situation, because now they're going to have to look back, and ultimately that might be the play that ends up deciding this game.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. And some room to work. And he gets it down deep into San Francisco territory. A big play there for Indy. It carries like that. That's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
2nd and 10. They'll try the left side. Taylor muscles him off. He gets it forward for 4, maybe 5, but the flags fly. And this one could be coming back. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Wentz to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
You definitely would have liked to have hit on that one, because now you've got a 3rd and long showing up, and you just know defense is going to be getting after it. They are pinning their ears back, and they are coming.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Wentz. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And here come the whistles and a timeout with 7 seconds left. probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. Wentz going to throw. And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. Jonathan Taylor there to make the grab. And the Colts are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Now Blankenship on for the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead.
49ers 19.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. The return man, Wilson. Well, in this one, partner, we had some action all the way down to the final whistle there with the late points and then the kickoff.